saying that. Oh, they may pretend and they may hand us a judgment, but I'm here to say to you that that is indicative of the culture we live in. And why? Listen carefully to the words of a great preacher in yesteryear. Charles Finney said, if there is a decay of conscience, the pulpit is responsible for it. If the public press lacks moral discernment, the pulpit is responsible for it. If the church is degenerate and worldly, the pulpit is responsible for it. If the world loses its interest in Christianity, the pulpit is responsible for it. If Satan rules the halls of legislation, the pulpit is responsible for it. If our politics become so corrupt that the very foundations of our government are ready to fall away, say it with me, the pulpit is responsible for it.
Amen.
I don't know what kind of church you attend. People say to me all the time, well, man, I wish our preacher would step out and speak out on these issues. Well, here's my advice. Love your pastor. There is no way you can possibly know the pressure on that man's life. Encourage him. But make it clear that you expect your pastor to preach the whole counsel of God. In a nation such as this, it is a sin for a preacher not to be speaking to the great political issues of our day.
Amen.
That's not an option.
Amen, brother.
And if your pastor will not do that, bless him with your absence. Find a preacher who will. I am sick to death of people saying to me, well, I wish our preacher would take a stand. I can remember as I took stands in Pearland, Texas, and my wife is here to testify to this. I didn't always do it right. I didn't always do it as lovingly as I perhaps should have, but I stood. And I'm here to tell you, good people left in the droves because they didn't want to be in the controversial church. In fact, I helped build a bunch of good churches, as the people often scattered when I would get my name in the press. Not looking for that. You find the man you're reading about in the newspaper who keeps speaking out and standing up, ignore what the critics say, and boy, you let him know you love him, pray for him, and go to that church.
Amen.
It is time for lay people and preachers alike to understand that we have a right to stand up and speak out. There's a little booklet. Here's what you can do for me today. Go by that stand we have back there and buy that little $5 booklet. Read it.
Amen.
And then give it to your pastor.
Amen.
It is a story about Paul and Silas and the great missionary journey to Philippi.